after the testing, I was in town most of the day. I wasn't able to get to the camera to do any live streams. But it is August 31st, 2022. They are decompressing the Starship here, so we'll be seeing a lot of loud noise and some venting from the Starship itself. I saw a picture from Maria Pointer, who posted a shot from her cell phone of the booster static fire. But sounds like it was a good day. See Starship 24 here on the right. Let me know if the audio is good. Everything's good. The live stream this morning cut out, so it's the good we could do. Hey, thank you. Noah, thank you. Carl. Yeah, they opened the road about 10 minutes ago. Yeah, the road is open. Yeah, I'm right here in front of the Starship here. Hey, good morning, Elena. Maybe I'll zoom out. You see, that's as zoomed out as possible. I'm actually here in person. You can see some venting there on the right. I've got some earplugs in now. I just put them in. Yeah, it is loud, Helena. I just got the earplugs in. What I've decided to do is, if I do get another Starlink dish, is I will keep it at the remote camera site, and I will focus on just having the stuff from the site over there. That way, there's no chance of the dish getting messed up again somehow. Those like the Starlink dishes, at least as far as it seems to me, are pretty fragile. So I would just get the static. I could tilt up and down, left and right from the remote camera site if I do install it on the unit that I created last year. So if I get another dish, I'll just focus on that. I believe what most of the other YouTubers are doing is they have a static location where they have their dish, and then they have these smaller dishes that they transmit the signal from. So I'm just going to focus on if I do get a dish from the one location, and I will maybe down the road get some other stuff. Hey Douglas, what are you mentioning there? I don't understand what you're mentioning. What about, what are you talking about? and get work on the side. I can also do with that type of setup, I'll be able to do the Zoom commentary from a distance with my cell phone. That way I'm not sacrificing capability. But yeah, that's it. That's a wrap for the day. I don't have much else to say, but if you guys want to chat about something or talk about something, whatever. I'm gonna be getting work on the side too. I'm gonna either stay in the area or move out of the area. So that's what I'm planning. I gotta get some work. All right, I'm gonna leave it on that shot. That's a pretty good shot there, so I'm gonna leave it there. Hey, how you doing? Good. You want to get on camera? I'll give you the mic. You say a few words.
Are you one of the people that regularly does this?
Yeah.
Who are you?
Ocean Camera Space. Yeah. Paul. Yeah. If you want, take it.
Okay.
I'll zoom out a little bit. If you want to stand in front. All right, everybody. You got the mic.
This is Alan from Florida. Just came out to enjoy the sights here at Boca Chica. It's pretty amazing. It's August 31st. Looks like they're getting close.
Good. That's good. I'll step out there if you want to see where you were and what it looked like. Whatever.
Okay.
Hey, this is Paul Marcus with Ocean Camera Space Corp. Just after this gentleman, showing him what it looks like on camera here. So it's good stuff.
Are you out here every day?
I have been, about for a good like 12 months at least. You know. Yeah.
Yeah, I look at a lot of the different videos that everybody posts and things. Pretty impressive to see it live.
Right.
I drove out a couple of times today, but the road was closed.
Right.
They just opened it a little while ago. Have you been out here or did you just come out too?
I just got out here this afternoon. Yeah.
Yeah.
My camera was over there, but yeah, I came out.
You leave it in position, recording a lot.
Yeah.
So what all did they do today?
There was some type of cryo test on that. You have earplugs? Oh. There was some type of cryo test on this thing here. So it was like frosty toward the bottom. I don't know why, but and then they maybe static fired the booster. They lit up the engines. Yeah.
Is that booster 25?
Booster 7.
Yeah,
This is 24, Starship 24.
Okay, yeah. Now, is that the one they're planning on launching?
Don't know.
Or does anybody really know?
Where'd you come from?
Florida.
Oh wow. Okay, that's cool. Tampa or where?
Yeah, south of Tampa.
Oh nice.
Bradenton area.
Oh nice.
Yeah, I've been watching the progress on the new tower in Florida too. Just amazes me how fast they're going ahead of everybody else on the planet.
How close can you get over there? Is it like 3.5 miles or something, or can you get up closer?
At Kennedy?
Yeah.
I mean, if you get onto the facility, 3 miles is as close as you can get, like the viewing area they have there. If you're, just out on publicly accessible land, you're even farther.
Yeah. I've been to Titusville before, like 20 years ago, but I never tried to see how close I could get.
Yeah. It's a wonderful facility. Just going to check out the museums and exhibits and stuff is really spectacular.
Well.
They've kept everything over the years and documented it well, and had the IMAX theaters and everything. They've got one Saturn V there that it's the complete Saturn V, and they've got it sideways so that you can actually experience it in a really big building. I kind of feel like all the folks on the SLS program are kind of backing up.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, they're taking the technology of 50 years ago and just polishing it a little bit.
Right.
Did they ever get the launch going on that one?
No. I don't think so. No, they canceled it that day, and I don't know if they can hear or not, but yeah, I think the next possible flight was Friday, or possible maybe Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Okay. Does anyone here know when the SLS, there's 20 people watching.
Oh, okay.
Any updates on when the SLS might launch? I haven't been following the Artemis mission. If you got it, let us know in the chat here. New SLS launch is on Saturday. Okay, thanks, Johnny. All right, so Saturday.
I filled out a questionnaire to Texas Visitor Center thing today, and they had choices of why you were visiting Texas, and none of the choices listed said SpaceX or Starbase, and so I wrote it in.
Trying to get back to this. Nice. Okay. Thanks, Alan. All right, everybody, that was Alan from Florida checking in. He's visiting the area. How long have you been here?
Got my car's fixed.
Okay.
Maybe a day or two.
Okay. Be here for a couple of days.
I was coming here and then my car died just about the time I got here.
Did anyone else see the booster static fire? The one photo I saw was pretty dramatic.
I'm doing all right. I had a whole bunch of problems, so Let's just see if you can hear it. Did you hear any background noise there? More exhaust sound. Did you hear that?
3 engines were tested. I am Noah 0892. Good idea. Thank you. Saw you too. Awesome. Well, congrats to SpaceX on 2 good tests today. They tested both the Starship and the booster. One had a problem. Okay, not really sure. Okay, thanks, Johnny. I'm thinking of getting a TWIC card, TWIC, for so I could work on a boat. What do you? Any thoughts about that? What kind of work I could get that would be decent paying on a boat? There's a Port of Brownsville here, and maybe I could get a some job working. There are some jobs up in Louisiana that pay like $180 a day if you have a TWIC card. Maybe something closer with about similar type of pay would be nice. Entry level. The TWIC card costs like 120 bucks. So if it's worth it, then maybe I'll get it and go for it. Probably I'll top it off in about another 20 minutes. Just let it ride. I don't often spend too much time on this side, but I think it's pretty good. The wind's not a problem because I'm using the mic, and happy to finally be down here getting some shots. I got some notes in the truck. Let me go get my notepad. I'll be back in a minute. Boiling some eggs. You're good. Let's see what's going on. So I was thinking possibly in the future, if I do enable the Zoom feature here at OceanCam for some of the live streams, I'd have to pay for it, but I don't know however much it is, probably less than 50 bucks. I could let people host an hour or two, and that might be interesting. Whether or not I get the Starlink dish, that could be something I do in the future, because the Zoom feature definitely worked. See how that goes. See what else I wrote down. Here's a list of things that it would be nice if they existed in. All right, we I got about 20 different types of stores written down that we're missing and that we could use that would definitely spice up the life here in Boca Chica. We could use, number one, a crystal shop. We could have some type of mineral shop, different minerals and stuff. We could have a smoothie shop, a salad store, place that makes salads. We can have a raw cuisine. Maybe some coffee or some other. We could use a museum. There should be a museum for sure. We could use a yoga studio. We could use a Tai Chi place, maybe some traditional Chinese medicine. Acupuncturist, local acupuncturist. The mic's cutting out. Okay, just a minute. All right, let me check everything. All right, we could use a museum. We could use a yoga studio, a meditation studio. We could use the gun range is already here, so astronomy telescope, one of those observatories where you go in, and I think there may be one here already, but it's not open to the public, so we could use a big astronomy location. We can use a public mission control center that could maybe have a bunch of computers and cameras or whatever. Mission control here in Boca Chica. We could use a weight room. There may be one at SpaceX, but not open to the public yet. We could use a satellite tracking station in the public. We could use a supermarket, like a mini Whole Foods. We could use a mini Whole Foods supermarket here. Maybe a weight room, but I think it already exists at SpaceX. But yeah, so these are all the types of things that I would like if they were here in Boca Chica. Again, a crystal shop, a smoothie shop, salad bar, raw cuisine, raw desserts. There may be a bookstore, thrift store, a museum, a traditional Chinese medicine, herbology shop, a yoga studio. Anyway, so those are some of my thoughts. What kind of shop do you think they should have here? What kind of store would you like to have over here at Boca Chica? Maybe a shoe store? One of the big problems out here is that there's no water, so you gotta bring in all the water. There's no utilities that bring any water into the area. The SpaceX seems to have fixed the telephone pole issue, so there are some huge power telephone poles bringing in maybe a three-phase electricity from Brownsville. But as far as water, that is lacking. So maybe we could also use some type of water desalination plant or something like that. The area is a little bit sketchy just due to the height above sea level. We're about maybe 10, 20 feet above sea level here. So we're maybe 13 feet or so above sea level here. So if there were any type of hurricane or something like that, there would be a lot of damage to those stores. There used to be, there's a lot of lots around here, different pieces of property, parcels of property, which are delineated. But there was a big hurricane in the past, and a lot of there was actually like a little town here on the beach, and all that stuff got swept away in the hurricane a while back. So people might be not so enthusiastic about building a store or a restaurant here or some other stuff, but that's why there are a lot of parcels already, and landowners who aren't even in the area anymore, but they do own the property where their kids or grandkids now own that property. They don't even know where their property is, but they do own it, and they get a little tax bill every year. So there are a lot of non-existent landowners in the area, but the land has already been subdivided, and yeah, something to think about. I could see a large harbor off the coast here if they built a. I do a lot of commentary. I've been to Greece, and they have these harbors where they put a lot of stone out into the ocean to slow down the water and everything. And I could see something like that off the coast here. They could enclose it with big stone, and that might be nice. Then that would prevent maybe some of that hurricane stuff from happening.
Mike, what did you say was the name of your podcast?
Ocean Camera Space.
Okay.
Yeah. There's oceans on the different moons in our solar system, under the ice.
Right.
There's over 200 moons, so they've confirmed most of the moons have water. So
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, some of those moons sound like they've got real potential to be habitable. Good to meet you.
Yeah, same. So, there's a variety of things, just like they do in Louisiana. Maybe out here we could make it more hurricane proof, But if you look at the climate here, it's very warm, and you could almost grow year round. I've been over there in Brownsville, and they have a lot of tall buildings, and the buildings actually help the slow down the wind so it doesn't just sweep over the landscape. And if they built some buildings out here and made it hurricane proof, this type of climate and it could become something, Miami, thinking San Diego. This is something similar here, but we're just on the eastern side of we're next to the Gulf of Mexico here. So there's a lot of potential here. There hasn't been a lot of industry out here to bring the people here or to allow them to build something, but there is a lot of potential for this. There is just for this to happen, this place here. There was a news article I came across briefly about a company called the Space something Center, the Space Channel. That's right, TSC, the Space Channel, and it's a new thing about a year and a half or so into business here in the Boca Chica, in the Brownsville area. There was an interview with the CEO or the founders or the people who work there, and they were saying that this is maybe the new Hollywood. This could become the new Hollywood, and just because of all the different space companies and industry moving into the area due to SpaceX and what's needed for the launches to happen here. Maybe this might be one of the launch sites to Mars. So, but this could become the new Hollywood, is what they were saying, the Space Channel. And I think the founders also worked for many years at PBS or something like that. So they have a lot of film experience over there, and they are connected with a lot of stuff out of maybe the West Coast. So it's interesting that they moved here, but just there's just to my right, about 180 degrees in the other direction, looking toward the build site. On the left, there are many, many lots available, like 20, 30 acres or more that have been bought up. Maybe they'll get developed just across the road from the build site, and toward the Brownsville area, there's more of those lots. I think they were for sale at like, I don't know, 100 acres. So some people bought up those lots for about 30,000 an acre or something like that. I think I called them one time and they were looking for about 34,000 an acre or something like that. And so there's over 100 lots just in that one area, about a mile or so on the left toward Brownsville, leaving the build site, going toward Brownsville. And then also between here and the build site, so between the launch site and the build site, there's over 100 lots on the north side of the road here. Again, you can't really build in that area, I don't think, just because it's within the 2-mile road closure area, but maybe some other type of, maybe a bunch of solar panels could be put in, some type of solar business or something like that. Maybe there's some type of construction which would be okay, whereas no people would be on the property, you know? Something like that, just to make it more useful to land out here. Otherwise, right now, there's a good chunk of it, which is state park or federal park, Fish and Wildlife. I don't know which one it is. It might be state. There's also the Fish and Wildlife on the federal side of things around the launch site here. But you know, if there could be a marina here, there could be all kind of stuff here, because the latitude here, I think that's north-south. The latitude is such that we're somewhat like the Miami climate. Well, I hope you all had a good day. If you didn't see the booster static fire, you can find it probably on Lab Padre or the NSF channels. If you did see it, great, good. Hope you had a good time. Today is again August 31st, 2022. And Paul Marks with Ocean Camera Space Corp. Just getting some of the shots here this evening. See what else. I wrote a few other things down. Let me look through my notes here. But during a road closure, there is plenty of land north of Boca Chica, which is available for sale. You just got to find the landowners, because there's two lanes of road right now that make up Boca Chica. So there are houses on both sides of that road, on those two roads. But there's room for another maybe 3 roads just north of those 2 roads there, that make up the village of Boca Chica. And there's many lots in that area, maybe 30 to 50 lots, which are owned by a variety of different people who may not even know where their lot is, just because it was probably handed down to those people over the years from their grandmother or their grandfather, or maybe from their father or their mother, or maybe a relative. But many of these people don't even know where their lot is. It costs about $500 to survey a lot in this area, and those lots pretty much on the beach. It is a mud beach, but it is a beach on the north side there, just north of the Boca Chica. It is on the coast. It's on the beach. When you look at the tax map, watch out. You might think there are some other areas north of Boca Chica which are underwater. So if you're gonna look at the county tax map, look at the hybrid map so that you can see where the areas are that are underwater. There's some land up there which is half of the time it's underwater due to the high and low tides, but there is another chunk, maybe 2 or 3 streets worth of property land up there north of Weems and the other road over there in Boca Chica, which has a good amount of solid property, which is all the time above the water level, sea level. And those are beginning to be developed. They're starting to build a road, the 3rd road just north of those 2 roads are in Boca Chica. So there's still an opportunity to contact those landowners. give them an offer and see if they would sell it to you. Maybe do some owner financing. Put $1,000 to $3,000 down for a $12,000 piece of property on the beach in the Boca Chica area. The land that I bought is I got 2 lots for a certain amount of money, and the second lot is actually underwater. It is in the half above, half below due to the tide, so that's why it's so low in value. But further toward the Boca Chica village, south of the lot that I bought, that second lot, it is above water. All that area I was just talking to you about, that's ripe for development. And what would you pay for an oceanfront piece of property in Florida, in Texas, anywhere else in Texas, maybe Alabama, Mississippi, right there on the ocean? What kind of value would that land have? And now we're talking here in Boca Chica. It's just unexplored. The owners haven't been contacted. Yeah, it's a golden opportunity. Helena says it's 1st of September in Australia, 9 a.m., 9:09 a.m., 2022. Good stuff. Johnny says at least NSF did a 2-minute video of the static fire at Booster 7. Good for them. Good, good. I'm glad they got some video of that. They had a van right over there, so it is September for Johnny as well. Johnny 3003 in the house. Hello, Jill. We could use a laundromat here in Boca Chica as well. We could use some apartment complexes too. If you want to build some duplexes and there's the clientele here, the workers are some of the beginning people who work here at SpaceX are able to stay for a couple weeks or more in some of the trailers that they have, those silver vehicles. But after that, I think they have to find housing off-site. So think about some of the people who work here make between $30,000 to $50,000 or more a year. They're straight and narrow. They're on the straight and narrow, and they're looking for housing. One of the main issues in this area is it's close to sea level, so it'd be like building in Hawaii or something like that. And it is also, since it's so close to the ocean, to the sea level, you might have an issue with the septic system. So I don't know if you have to build an above ground septic system or whatever. I don't know if the ground perks out here, but you could probably build some nice 4 or 5 unit apartment complexes here and rent them out to the engineers. It's a great opportunity. Maybe you could build a little hotel or something on one or more of those lots north of the Boca Chica area. Yeah, so maybe there could be a good, once some of those housing has been built here, we could probably use some laundromats and stuff like that. So that's one of those boring businesses that makes a lot of money. So a laundromat could be great. There is a lot of land further toward the Brownsville as you go past the build site here. Any of that area over there is open up for grabs for construction and building of housing units and stuff like that. They're looking to make this, at least, if anything, this is going to become a research and development area. So there's a lot of opportunity. Yeah, I don't believe there are any smudges on the lens here, so let me check once more. Yeah, I can't tell if there's any smudge up there, but it looks pretty clean when I started the stream. They're still venting the Starship, of course. One of the issues I had in the past with a remote camera site when I was setting up the laptops over there was after a couple months or a month or more, the laptop would stop working due to the humidity and some of the sand in the area. So, and when I had set up the laptop in those last times, I really didn't protect it with any saran wrap or anything like that to keep the humidity and the dust off. But today I was thinking that maybe I could make a plexiglass type of box and maybe vacuum out a lot of the air so that the moisture wouldn't be as big of an issue. That's one way I could solve that if I did go down that road again, by leaving the laptop on the remote camera site. With all the building happening in this area, they're going to need a good hardware store out here. Maybe a equipment rental shop as well. There's a lot of people that go to the beach here and they get stuck. So if you want to, if you have a tow truck, some of the tow trucks that come here drive like an hour and a half, but every weekend a handful of people get stuck at the beach because they don't have four-wheel drive, or they drive on the beach, and when they get close to the entrance on off to the beach, to the road here, the highway, they usually get stuck over there. Every week somebody gets stuck or more. So if you had an auto center here or tow truck within 2-3 miles of the beach here, you would do well. There is a sign over there that where you could put up your own sign by the beach. Hey, call me if you got if you're stuck. I'll pull you out for like $30-40. I'll be there in 5 minutes, kind of thing. Yeah. We are about 20 miles from Brownsville here, so there's a lot of things that are needed in this area which aren't here. Well, Helena finally got my headquarters van, HQ van, on the road yesterday after 2 years. Wow, HQ van. Oh. Didn't know you were working on your van. Good stuff. Johnny says, I think Lab Padre can help those stuck people too. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if the Lab Padre is out here much. They have their van here, but I don't know if they can help. I don't know if they often have people out here that can help them. Hey, Zelensky. Interesting to see someone here with that name. Good on you. All right, so I am at the 45-minute mark. I was looking at about this amount of time. If there's more interest in seeing this, let me know. I was going to wind it down around this time period. I'll do another 2 minutes and probably wrap it up here. We are watching the Starship 24 and Booster 7 depressurizing of the Starship. And that's about it. It is a Wednesday evening, August 31st, 2022. 8:23 p.m. All right, we have 1 more minute. If there's anything you want to see, let me know. I'll zoom in on that. But this is pretty much what we can see right now. Last night, I will mention a few things. Last night, it's pretty cool. There was an app where you can look at the stars and stuff. Thanks, Johnny. A lot of times, recently during the evening, I have an app where it can tell you where the different planets are. So, last night there was Jupiter on the horizon here in the evening last night, and just further up was Saturn, and so that was kind of cool. We couldn't see Neptune, which was just a little higher than Jupiter last night, but there was Jupiter and then Saturn, and it's like, well, and then Mars was below the horizon. But Saturn is where the Enceladus is, so yeah, it's something like Star Tracker Light or Light. I'll send you a photograph of it. I'll do a screenshot of it, Helena. I'll send it to you after this. I think it's Star Tracker Light, L-I-T-E, and it's free. But Saturn is where Enceladus is, and so that's the OceanCam mission right there, and just sitting up there waiting for us to get those cameras up there to Enceladus. And Neptune was right there a little bit higher than Jupiter, and Mars was below the horizon. That's where SpaceX wanted to go. It was just a little bit lower down than Jupiter, so pretty awesome. If you I've shared that app before in the past, but if you can get a app and look at the sky and just see where we're actually talking about, it's kind of cool where you can see it. All right, I will sign out here. Paul Marcus with OceanCam Space Corp. Just starting out the evening here, and that's about it. Wishing you the best. Yeah, be well. Good night.